Hi Flosstube, welcome back to my Stitchy spot on the couch. I was last did a video last Wednesday and a lot of people watched. I had not much of a voice. I actually even completely lost my voice the day after that video. But as you can tell, I'm back to almost normal. I did end up having to go to the doctor and get a Z-Pack. I had a nasty sinus infection. It cleared up pretty quick though. My voice is almost completely back. Still have a little bit of a cough, but so much more manageable. So thank you to everyone that commented and sent me well wishes. Everything that's going around this year just seems to be extra nasty. Lingering, nothing helping. I know I saw another gal had the horrendous sore throat that I had. Whatever virus that was, I mean, I swore up and down it was strep and it wasn't. So I hope everybody is staying relatively healthy or as healthy as you can. If you do catch any of it, just get some rest. Because I didn't rest nearly enough, I'm sure. But thanks again. So, and along with being almost completely healthy again, I've also started some new healthy habits. Trying to get back into living healthier. In the last 18 months, this is not something I really am wanting to admit, but I know that the community is so supportive and everything, but I spent a couple years losing 109 pounds total, and it was all done with proper diet, nutrition, exercise. 18 months ago, I started taking a couple of medications again, and I started packing pounds on, and in 18 months, I have gained 100 pounds back. It's ridiculous. I know, I firmly believe that a lot of it is related to the medications. It's an antidepressant and it's birth control, and I have dealt with it in the past, and when I was losing weight was when I was off medications. So I know some of it is, but a lot of it is also unhealthy habits. I got out of my exercise routine, I got out of eating right, I got out of meal prepping, and it just, I'm sure, added to it completely. I know it's going to be hard to take it off. I do not expect to take all of it off. I'm okay with not taking it all off, but I have got to get to a better point. So, work forced me to change my schedule again. I touched on that last week. My new hours are 8 to 4:30, where I used to work 7 to 3:30. So I am getting up 20 minutes later than I used to. Wake up my husband, he gets in the shower. I am coming out in the living room the last 3 mornings, and I have done my 30-minute Beachbody video. My workout is done for the day. One day I did actually walk a little bit at work too. I had to walk to the post office. Once the weather gets better, I plan on walking on my breaks again instead of stitching. So it'll get there. I'm pretty darn proud of myself for the last 3 mornings because I didn't want to get up. I am sore. Sunday I was at work at the stitching shop all day helping with inventory, and even before I did my first workout, my legs were just dead and my back was dead just from all the squatting and bending and standing for inventory. So it's starting to get a little bit better, but I know it's going to take a little bit of time to get into. So kind of, I guess, sharing mainly to keep myself accountable. It'll get there. So, and to anyone else that's trying to get healthier, I wish you all the best, and it's tough, but it can be done. Stick with it. Little baby steps. Whatever you got to do, one little thing at a time. So, I don't have a ton this week. I had one finish. This was an ornament that I had on hand, the pattern, Little House Needleworks, potted poinsettias. And I pulled this out one of the nights that I was sick and just sitting on the couch. Excuse me. And I have a start and finish. Got it done in one evening, afternoon, night. As you can see, I did modify. I took off the letters. I just did the floral part. Very happy with the colors that I used. I did sub, because I only had one of the colors. It only calls for 3 colors. They're all Classic Colorworks, Hazelnut, Pea Pod, and Cherry Cobbler, and I only had hazelnut. So I actually used, I've got it written down. I used the hazelnut, but then I also grabbed Gentle Arts Chives is the green, and then the red is Classic Colorworks Hollyberry, and that was from the Countdown to Christmas Stitchy box. It was a great color, so I'm really happy with, again, how that turned out. And there's a close-up. So there's some counting mistakes. I didn't bother fixing them. By the time I discovered it, I was like, mm-mm. And I honestly think it's fine. I'm not too worried about it, but here, I was off a row, and then it threw off this on the side, and I just fudged it, whatever. So, I do have to FFO that. That's just going to be an ornament. So, whips. I actually forgot to show one of my whips last week. I didn't work on it a ton, so I forgot to pull it out, but I am working on the Bent Creek Snapper, the World of Color, and I don't have a good picture of it to show you because these are the chart parts, but it was 6 little charts, and it's red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, and it's just a little scene with each color focus. So, and then I did get the border pack to do the whole thing together. So I was working on yellow. Red and orange have been done for a while. So I worked on yellow. I got the rest of the border on this one done. Got the words from here over done. And I got this part done. And the ducks. So it's getting there. I do want to finish this one soon. It'll go back into my rotations soon. So that's that one. And then I only had 2 other whips that I've been working on. I've been working on this one at work, and it is the magazine chart that I started. Butterfly and Flowers. I've got quite a bit done on that compared to when I showed you last. This butterfly is completely done. There's no more back stitching. All I have left is to finish the flower motifs. It'll go out to like about here, comes down here, and right through here. And then there's a little bit of back. I lied. There is back stitching because there's back stitching 2 different greens for some of the stems on these flowers. So, but it's going pretty quick. I'm really happy with it. I love that butterfly with all of that back stitching for the wings. So, the only other whip that I've been working on, my Little House Needleworks, it is the Believe, and I got done with Believe, and I'm now into Dream, and it's going to be the second of 3 that I stitch for my daughter's birth sampler, and the third will be Hope. And as you remember, I'm not going to stitch the words. I'm going to replace it with her name, her birth information, that kind of thing. So this is where I'm at. And this is stitched on, again, a hand-dyed fabric by Stephanie, and I cannot, for the life of me, remember the color off the top of my head. So if anybody out there knows, just by looking at it, go ahead and throw the comment on there. But I got all of the pumpkin done last night while I was stitching. So yeah, it's going pretty quick. I mean, I've got the door to fill in, I've got the little outline here, I've got the carriage wheels and a couple of leaves down here and just the border, and then I'll be able to move on to the next spot. So I'm excited. I really, really like how this is turning out. It makes me wonder why I even put it away and why I didn't finish it a long time ago. So, so that's it for whips. I also mentioned last week that I would touch on my plans for 2018. I didn't because I didn't have a voice last week, but my biggest thing is I really need to stick to Stitch from Stash this year. And I think that, I mean, I'm already off to a pretty good start, so I'm pretty proud of myself. I do have a couple of Fabric of the Month memberships, you know, that I had prior to starting the Stitch from Stash, so those won't count against me. And that's Hand-Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie and Color and Cotton Fabric of the Month, as well as Color and Cotton Floss of the Month, the 5 floss. So, those 3 will stand, which is sad because I really kind of wish I had signed up for both. I signed up for Color and Cotton's The Brights, and I kind of wish I'd signed up for both the Brights and the Neutrals. But that's okay. I also have a goal of stitching 1 ornament per month, which was why I grabbed this one quick to do. I've done so many ornaments for other people, and I do my kids' ornaments every year, and I want ornaments for my own tree for me. So, because eventually my kids are going to grow up and take their ornaments. So, I'm hoping to stitch 1 per month. And Vanna, Twisted Stitcher, had started a, it's not a group, there's a hashtag for it. It's Little House Needleworks Stitch Along, LHN Stitch Along, SAL. I'm not sure exactly what the hashtag was, but it's going to be ornaments. So I kind of thought I would try focusing on LHN ornaments. I'm going to have to pull out my Just Cross Stitch Christmas magazines and see if I can find some LHN ornaments in those, because I only have 1 other ornament pattern on hand, and I don't want to go buy anything new. So, unless I can find somebody to swap with, that might work. If anybody out there wants to swap ornament patterns, I'm done with this one and could use a new one. So, 1 ornament per month. January's done. Awesome. I guess maybe I should FFO it before the end of the month too. The other focus is going to be a magazine year. So many magazines that I only want to stitch 1 or 2 charts from. So I want to focus on that. That's where this start came from. This was a magazine that this is the only chart I want to use. So I'm going to get that stitched up and then get the magazine out of the house. That means for Mania, I'm going to be focusing on magazines. It's going to be Magazine Mania. 31 new starts, just like I did this past year. And every one will be a magazine chart. So I really should start planning that and not wait till the last minute. So, just a second, buddy, okay? So I'll be working on that. The other thing I decided to do goal-wise for the year, after I finished Renaissance Mermaid, I think it's completely feasible. I mean, I did, 56 projects last year, and one of them was a Mira, and one of them was a Nora, and then a whole bunch of other random stuff. I think it's completely feasible to do 1 Mira per year, at least. So my goal for this year is to do Lady of the Flag. I have already promised that chart to another stitcher. It was passed on to me, and I want to honor the person's request and pass it on to another stitcher. I refused to sell it, and I chose somebody that I know will also honor that same request and will pass it on to a fellow stitcher when she is done. So hopefully I can get Lady of the Flag done this year so that I can pass that chart along. I really don't want to sit on it for years and years and years and drag my feet and not pass it along timely. So I do need to find fabric for that one. I have all of the floss, I believe. Need to get the beads or check my beads and see what I've already got. But I think I'm going to be starting that one soon. Maybe that'll be like a birthday start. My birthday is March 7th, so I could make that a birthday start. That'd be kind of cool. The other goal, that Renaissance Mermaid was a shop model. I want to do at least 1 shop model per year, and honestly, I think this year it's going to be multiple models because a lot of our models were a Stitcher's personal items that she was letting us borrow. And then she moved out of the area, so she actually obviously took her items with her. So we've got some blank spots on the wall to start filling in. I know that when I get to work tomorrow, there is a new pattern and fabric for me to take home. I've got to pull the floss at the shop, and I'm going to be starting a new model for them. So I'll do at least one per year, but like I said, this one and the next one that she has lined up for me is a much smaller one. It's not nearly the size of a Mira, so I'll probably knock out a few of them for her this year. So there's my goals, and to track those, if you follow me on Instagram, you've seen a little bit that I posted a picture where I started doing some bullet journaling. And I have started one for cross stitch. So I've got my bullet journal started. I've got my goals outlined. I'm not going to go. Got my details on my monthly ornament, so I can jot down the date that I started and what the pattern was, so I can easily track one per month. I've also got my goals for the year that I just talked about, and I've got a page set up so I can write down my mania plans. And then stitch from stash. And I went ahead and set up all of the months already, and you can see I've been tracking January. I've got my budget of $25, which I honestly should have put my budget at 0 because I'm not really going to need it. I work for store credit. There's no reason that I should be buying, that I would need to necessarily buy anywhere else, I guess. I don't know. So, tracked my Renaissance Mermaid credit, couple of purchases that I had. So, that's in there. Oh, I forgot I ordered that. See? I ordered a ornament kit from Color and Cotton. That's going to be coming with my floss of the month. So, then after that, I decided to start tracking my actual projects. I haven't done it before. I went ahead and set up to do a project log. It's going to be simple. I'm not putting a ton. I'm not going to track the amount of time that it takes me. But I'm going to do the pattern, the fabric, any special notes, the start date, the finish date, and the date that I FFO. So, and that's for this ornament here. You can see where I wrote down the colors that I subbed out. And that'll make it a lot easier, especially now that I'm doing the Flosstube videos and sharing so much on Instagram and Facebook. People ask what the pattern is, what the fabric was that I used, or the floss. I can't remember. You know, I sometimes just grab stuff, and I would like to be able to tell people if they ask. So, and then the last thing I did was in the very back of the here, I put my kids' names, and I just set aside 3 pages for each of them. So I can track their yearly ornaments. And as you can see, I put the name of the ornament, or you know, what the ornament was, and then a little, you know, reason or story as to why I chose that ornament for the year. So there is my Stitchy bullet journal. I know that there's quite a few other stitchers out there that are doing bullet journaling, so that's where I'm at. Haul is super small, which is the goal, right? Yeah, it's seriously super small. This is all I've got. This was Color and Cotton, my fabric of the month. The color is Oasis. And if anybody has signed up for Color and Cotton, you know that you don't sign up for a specific count. You choose linen, and it can be anywhere from, can't remember if it was 28 to 40 or 32 to 40. I don't remember, but I ended up with a 40 count. It's gorgeous. The color on here does not do it justice. It doesn't show up well, but I love it. Not sure, obviously, what I'm going to be putting on it. It is a fat quarter, and a fat quarter of 40 count is, you know, a lot of fabric, so I'll be using it for a few things. But the other thing that I got, or the other items that I got, I received in the mail today, and these were magazine charts that I purchased from somebody over in the UK. So when I buy them, she generally holds on to them for a while and waits until I have a stack before she mails them, just to save on the postage, make it more efficient. So this was like the Biscornu haul. There was this tear out that had all these Biscornus, and there's even charts for Biscornus that, you know, are not pictured. I'm going to show a couple of them really quickly. Flower and a leaf. I mean, I counted quite a few that I'll do in here for sure. There's this one. There's this flower one. Oh, this hummingbird and flower. The dogs I'm going to do for my mom. Dragonflies and butterflies. The one thing I'm going to do, with all of these, they're all going the same direction. I'm going to turn them so that they each face out. I think that'll just look nicer, I guess. So, that was my Biscornu haul. Or part of the start of my Biscornu haul, sorry. The other chart that I got, let's see, these were holiday. There we go. Holiday arches. Really pretty. Something different. Different stitches. So I grabbed those. This is another, well, this is, one is little birdies, one is peacocks. I don't have a picture of them laying flat, so, but I like both of those. Something new to try. Let's see. Little owl. Not going to put it on a purse. I was actually kind of thinking about getting some waste canvas and stitching that on a shirt for my daughter or something. Another Biscornu. And the other side, the flowers go out. So, let's see. This one I'm not going to flip through all of them, but it was stained glass, Christmas windows, bunch of different bright Christmassy patterns. Little blackwork chart. This was Metallic Magic. I doubt I'll actually stitch these in metallics, but nice little Christmas ones. Those will make nice ornaments. Another Biscornu. Stitching. Had to get that. This, another one. Oops. This is going to be more of a challenge piece for myself. It's one that has extra sides in there, so lots of little squares that get stitched together. But I want to give it a try because I really like how that looks. Why not? I wasn't kidding. This was the Biscornu haul. I don't know when I'm going to do them. These are really pretty. Different stitches, different looks. focusing very good on that, but you get the idea. Valentine's Day. I need to get some Valentine's stitching done. Maybe this will be my next start. And I want to find, I'll probably grab a Mo's Sale hand-dyed floss for it, so it gets some variegation in there. But I don't have very much holiday stitching, so need to work on that. Fantasy, fairies, dragons, castles, mermaids, just little motifs. Little motifs. This one actually would look pretty good, I think, on that fabric the month that I just got. I bet that would be really sharp on that Oasis. That might not be a bad idea. Perhaps. And the last one, again, some holiday stitching because I don't have very much. Some stained glass art, stained glass eggs for Easter. So that was my magazine chart haul. And that's it for haul. See, I'm doing good. I'm already doing good with this no buying, right? Yeah, we'll see how long that lasts. I didn't last very long last year. I got to do better this year. That's all I have for you guys. Thank you again for tuning in. Thank you to all of my, thank you and welcome to all of my new subscribers. I'm starting to see more and more every day. It's great. I think I'm up to 539 now, and it seems like just, well, it was only, what, 3 weeks ago that I did the 500 subscriber giveaway. So, thank you. And, you know, pass my name along to anybody that you think might enjoy the videos. I'm also on Instagram now. Upton Stitches. Yes, I think that's my name on Instagram. Yes, Upton Stitches. UPTON Stitches. And it's mostly stitching that I'm sharing on there. And I've had a lot of fun following people on Instagram. I wish I'd set up Instagram a long time ago. So, thanks to everybody that's found me on there too. My plans for this week are, I think, to just focus on those two pieces still. The birth sampler that I'm doing with those LHN kits and the magazine chart, because they're coming along so nice and I really want to get them finished up. So, that's probably my plans for the week. I've kind of been itching to do a new start. I may pull one of these magazine charts and start working on something from there. So I hope everybody has a great rest of the week and a great weekend. We have a weekend of nothing planned, so hopefully I'll get some stitching time in there. I think that's it, guys. Have a great week. Happy stitching. Happy stashing if you're still buying. Stash some for us that aren't. We'll catch you next week. Bye.